walks by and says, "Great pick," and wants to shake your hand, do so.
Yeah, you can.
That's all I'm saying. If you're in the room and the GM likes to pick, you like to pick.
Well, I think we're going to get a monster ovation here in Green Bay in a matter of moments because I believe the Browns pick is about to be delivered by one and only Joe Thomas.
Oh, nice.
And this is now confirmed. There's a Hall of Famer and a Badger here to deliver the Browns pick.
What's going on, YouTube? What's going on, Twitch? We are in round 2. We got a lot of possibilities here in the second and third rounds. So let's sit back and see what Brad Holmes does. Disclaimer, I'm not really going to react to the picks like that. I'm just going to give, Brad Holmes his credit. Let him do what he's going to do. And we just going to, tag along and keep up with it.
Here's another example of those instincts that show up in coverage as well. So Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah not being healthy, I think, factors into this CD. But this, to me, is about looking at what's behind this linebacker. If you wanted one, you had to take one now. That had to be the decision. And you just mentioned pacing yourself with the 2 picks. I was thinking offense possibly for both of those. You go defense.
All right, so
it's another weapon. But Joel Clutt, I have to cover these
day 2.
Very, very well.
Day 2 NFL draft. The dust is settled from last night. Detroit Lions made their pick at 28. They took Tyleik Williams out of Ohio State, defensive tackle that can play any technique, one that is very, very nimble of foot. He can, get side to side real fast across that line. Also has power, but he's great at what he does. He's a run stopper to the T. Not so much of a pass rusher right now, but it is some potential there. A lot of potential to work with, according to Brad Holmes. So we'll see where that leads us. A lot of people, including myself, kind of objected to picking him at that spot. I don't think a lot of people understand the reaction was not against the player. The player is a hell of a player. It was where we picked him. And if the Detroit Lions felt like the Bills were actually going to pick him, then fine. Fine. Just go into this second or third round and get some help on the edge. That's all. So, like I said, I've took all of my emotion and everything out of it. I'm just going to evaluate what the Lions do from now on. I don't want to give my opinions on what they should do. I'm going to just let the Lions do what they do. And, if things just don't work out, they don't work out. But if they don't, expect the rain, expect the thunderstorms to come. Because just know that I'm gonna be quiet for a reason. So if things do hit the fan, just know I'm gonna be the loudest voice on social media and on YouTube. Be ready for that. Also in news today, Aiden Hutchinson, Jameson Williams, both of them, Detroit Lions picking up their options. Kind of expected that. Definitely a relief to hear that news, especially after the rumors and, everything that was going on with J-Mo. But, Brad said out of his own mouth that never happened, and today he proved it. So great to hear. We need J-Mo here. We need his talent. He's a otherworldly speed receiver that we just need to have around, man. And, why press the issue when you don't have to? You got 2 years. Let's do that, So the Houston Texans, they go with Jaden Higgins out of Iowa State. receiver off the board. It's going to be interesting to see. It's going to be interesting to see if some of these edge rushers start flying off the board early, because there's some guys available right now. Obviously, as Lions fans, we want to know if the Lions are going to move up, if they're going to move up and try to potentially go after a certain player, because like Brad Holmes said, they're not just going to go after a certain position. Whether we like it or not, they're going to get the guys that they want to get. So that kind of gives a little bit of a excitement to it to see what we're going to do. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done with my opinions and everything else. What up, Doe King?
This is Roundup for lawns. This stuff works. This stuff kills weeds down to the root without killing your lawn. This stuff works on dandelions, crabgrass, clover. This stuff works for up to 3 months. This stuff works guaranteed or your money back. This stuff works on big lawns, small lawns, and I guess you.
Here's what it is, man. Lions Rumble. Let them do it. You know what I'm saying? I said they won't get nothing out of me. You don't deserve it.
Always been ahead of the game. Excellence is your default, and Lexus knows that feeling is unmatched. Their standard isn't for the average, it's for those who set the bar and elevate it. So as you redefine what's possible, Lexus refines what you deserve. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing.
I'm gonna try not to use the cheat sheet as much tonight. But yeah, I do got Twitter up and running right here in front of me on my tablet. Oh man, it's auto refreshing. So yesterday Jordan Schultz was the man. You know, not Ian Rappaport, not Adam Schefter. It was Jordan Schultz, man. He was coming out quick with it. So it looked like that's what's gonna happen tonight, because he was the first one to put that pick out. What's going on, Marlo? Appreciate you, bro. Same to you. You know, you once you start to really look at this fan base, it's crazy, man. It's like they'll put a candlelight vigil on the wall with this man's picture and they start to worship him, dude. It's weird. It's really weird. He can do no wrong, right? And what happened last night is not necessarily just a wrong. It's not like he just did something egregious. It's just, you know, a lot of us don't agree with the way it was done. In the order it was done, I'll say that. Yeah, those are the positions of need right there. Got to get some guys to come in on the rotation and actually do something out there. Running back just goes off the board from Ohio State. Quinshon Judkins just went to the Browns. So, man, where's Shedeur Sanders going to go? You know, that's been all over ESPN and all over TV on every sports network today. The Shedeur Sanders situation. It was absolutely embarrassing to have all that going on at your party and all that arrogance in the air around there, and you didn't even get picked. That was hella embarrassing. But with all that swagger and all that mouth, and then having to deal with your dad and your dad going out publicly saying stuff in front of the media, you suffered for that. You know what I'm saying? So you can't blame nobody but yourself, because it's not your talent that got you undrafted in the first round. it's all of the baggage. It's all of the baggage, and these teams they don't want to deal with that because when Deion Sanders says something, it's a little bit different. You know, the average parent, yeah, they may have some disagreements, they may say some things, but when Deion speaks, it's different. It's prime speaking. So, to deal with that baggage or organization, you know, like I said, they're probably not going to pick you early like that. It's going to be a later round. So if things don't work out, they won't get as much backlash for it. In a way, kind of protecting themselves. So if you keep things professional, act like a sensible young man most of the time, then you'll be drafted like one, like all of these young men that you see before us. But you want to be Hollywood superstar, and you know you want to be the flashiest guy in the room. And I got this watch. Every time you look up, this damn watch is in the camera. Listen, man, when we interview you and we put these mics in front of you, we want to hear about football. We don't care about your jewelry. We don't care about how entitled you are, because that's exactly what came out in the interviews. The reports came out during his interviews. He was very arrogant and entitled. So you did a damage to yourself, and now you got to deal with it.
South Carolina.
Ah.
So it's only fitting that a former member of the Legion of
Yep.
Boom would welcome in a guy who kind of looks like he could have played in the Legion of Boom.
No question. You see my comparison down there is Kyle Duggar, but if you think about the role in which to use him, Kyle Hamilton.
Did we have Nick Imawari in our top 30? Let me pull up the top 30, because the Detroit Lions, they tend to draft from the top 30 visits, either the top 30 visits or guys that were in the Senior Bowl that they fell in love with.
You want somebody that's reliable and physical in the alley? This is a guy who's 220 plus pounds who will get you on the ground. This is how the game is played right now. Quick perimeter passes. He's able to get to those quickly, get guys on the ground. You can blitz him, and now look at the talent that they're amassing here.
That plays a factor too.
If you go back,
but there's also other players that didn't do a workout as well. That, you know, like I said, that there's every year there's players that don't do a workout and that still get drafted. I think the baggage more than anything has something to do with it. You know, you'll never hear that from any one of these franchises, but at the end of the day, I think all of that baggage, and I think being Prime's son had a whole lot to do with it. I definitely like that pick for Seattle. Pick is in. Browns on the clock again.
The linebacker from UCLA was the first pick of the night. Cleveland chose him there, and you were talking.
All right, so the Browns.
You're not going to give someone else a chance. So if they didn't take him there, you know the odds are we're not about to hear his name here. But here comes Joe Thomas out again with a special guest.
All right, I found a young Browns fan, Jack Thomas, in the crowd. It's going to give me a little help here with the 36th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. Your Cleveland Browns select
Quinshon Judkins, running back, Ohio State.
So they take one of the Buckeye running backs, and it's Quinshon Judkins that's the choice of the Cleveland Browns. Daniel?
Yeah, more of the hammer. When you look at those two Ohio State backs, Travion Henderson going to get a little bit more in the pass game, a little bit more at the home runs. Judkins, to me, this is a player that reminded a little bit of Sony Michel in terms of the guy who carried 221 pounds really well. He can do a lot of work between the tackles, just real quick, shifty back, who gets his pads low to the ground, and those 220 pounds, he's a force. He's got excellent vision and feel, and watch him with the stiff arm right here. This gives you something that Nick Chubb did a lot of with the Cleveland Browns. They're going to love this. Joel, this Penn State game, he was Mariano Rivera. He was the closer in that ball game, the definition of a 4-minute back. Time for Next Gen Stats powered by AWS. We look at those athleticism scores for the running backs in this class. Joel, not a surprise, two Buckeyes there at the tippy top.
He closed out that Penn State game. And
here's the thing.
Last year was he was very
whether you want to call it hate or not, I'm telling you what these franchises are saying. You know, it's up to them to draft. They have to get the player to their franchise, and they're the ones that pay the player. Whatever we think is whatever we think. Like I said, all the flashiness, all of the runny, the diarrhea mouth, all the flashiness, the your pops in the media talking about my son ain't going to that team and this team and that team. Well, guess what? Those teams say, you know what? You're right. Your son ain't coming here. How many times have we just seen the Browns pick within the last 2 days? He could have went to Cleveland, but guess what his pop said? Oh no, he ain't going to Cleveland. You see what I'm saying? So you doing yourself a disservice, and then you don't work out. You trying to be your daddy so bad. Your dad came in and with a limo and ran and left and all of that. That was back then. Things are different today. Teams are no nonsense today, man. So you hurt yourself. Either be a rap star or be a football player. When you in interviews, talk football. It's a difference between being confident and talking football with confidence, and then there's a difference of being arrogant and entitled. Oh, we got a trade. Let's see what's going on here. Look, y'all singing to the choir. I'm not all 32 of these teams in the NFL. That's who y'all need to be contacting and say, well, such and such did this, so you did that. And for me, I'm just telling you. I'm telling you, if you do a little research and look into some of those things reported about some of his interviews and what some of these franchises and GMs and these executives are saying, I'm reporting to y'all what they said. Me personally, I couldn't give a damn about. I could care less. I could give 2 pennies about it. Yeah. Ain't got nothing to do with me. Don't hurt or help my pockets. But I'm not about to sit here and defend this man like I'm his lawyer. I'm just telling you what's out there. O-lineman off the board. So the Raiders at number 37 took a O-lineman. Jonah, I'm not about to try to Swiss cheese his last name. Yeah, I'm not about to try to. But they took O-lineman out of Miami. That last name would have killed me. Mm-hmm. Yep. Say if the Detroit Lions needed a quarterback, you think they would have took Shedeur Sanders? Hell no. Hell no. Whether if he's talented or not, we know he's talented. We see that on tape. But like I said, these franchises, they not playing with these players, man.
Inside-outside versatility, big, strong, powerful men who can move. Like he tested really, really well. Ran 4.95 in the 40, so he can really scoop. To me, you get him physical in the run game, but you don't lose all.
There you go, Dominique.
You want to get out to the perimeter as the Dolphins like to do.
And so Alec,
let's bring in a guest.
Teammate who's going to block pretty neat stuff right there. So
what's going on, Willie?
What's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, good. I got this new headset on. With my work headset. Don't tell nobody. Big Willie Styles, what's going on? Everybody. Listen, I had to rush home yesterday. You know, I was at the game yesterday.
Yeah, the Pistons game.
At LCA, man, listen. That place was rocking yesterday, man. It was, I've been a season ticket holder for the past 4 years. And that was the loudest that LCA that since I've been there. So the game was a good game, very competitive game yesterday. Didn't get the outcome that that we wanted, but it's gonna be a tough series, man. I'm looking forward to these next couple games. So I will be back in there Sunday.
Yeah, definitely a must win Sunday.
Yeah, but my phone died yesterday. I was watching the game, then I was watching y'all shows. Then of course, we had our show on yesterday. So my phone died in the midst of that. So I had to get out the stadium, fight through the traffic to get home. I had to kick my kids out the front room so I could turn the draft on. Hopefully I didn't miss enough, and I got back enough time to watch the back end of the draft. And
Yeah.
just for me with the pick, honestly, I would say because I'm a Ohio State hater, I didn't really like it from that standpoint. But I understood the pick and what it was for. So like I said, I'm even killed. I'm just just gonna enjoy it. Like I think that's what people need to do. Like we're at a luxury right now. Let's enjoy these draft picks because overall we're still gonna have a dynamic team that we're gonna look forward to. So I'm with you on that when you said just sit back and just let him do what he's gonna do, and we're gonna see. And if it doesn't work out, you're gonna hear from people, and if it does work out, you're gonna hear from people.
You're gonna hear from people. Yeah.
So that's
Like I
what
said,
it is.
I'm gonna reserve my judgment on the whole situation. And just whatever they do, whoever they sign in the off season or whatever it is, only thing I'm gonna do is report it. Just leave it at that. But if things hit the fan, my God, I'm gonna turn it to Satan himself.
King Tone, what's going on? Lions Rumble, what's happening? I ain't heard and seen you guys in a minute. I know I've been on a little hiatus.
Yeah.
But we've been bringing the show back. We're going to be going live Sunday again, for the draft recap show. So Dynasty Sports Network will be back running full circle again. Of course, we're going to talk about the playoffs and see where the Detroit stands. We haven't been used to this time of the year where the Pistons is, in the midst of a playoff run. So this is new for us. Usually this is around this time that this is our podcast off season because it's not too much that we report on. But now that we got the Pistons in the fold, it definitely makes for some entertaining talks right now.
Yeah, it's been a long time, especially I say we got 3 franchises. That's good right now. Been a real long time since we had that.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I said the Tigers is killing it, man.
That's another thing too. Yeah, Tigers there in with first place.
Yeah, man. They're killing these series. So interesting times, man.
Speaking of killing it, I'm looking at the draft and
thank you, sweetie.
Green Bay ain't nowhere near how we was last year. I'm telling you right now. I'm looking at it. It ain't like how it was last year. So shout out to Detroit because we showed up and showed out last year.
Yeah. Like I said, pretty much everything is cluttered. It's all pushed in right here in front of the stage. Like I said, in Detroit, we was all in between and throughout and everything else.
Mm-hmm. And shout out to Big A. He in the comment section. Tell him shut up.
Pick us in. Let me see. Nothing yet. Patriots. What do they even need? Where is the needs at?
Let's see.
Usually they have them up on the screen. What's going on, William, man? William, one of my top content contributors, man. Always showing love. I appreciate you. Let's do it, man.
Tell Kenosha where my plate at. I ain't getting no plate.
Actually, I'm the one that cooked this. I just had to come rushing here and get on here.
We supposed to give her credit anyway, King. You know better than that.
Nah, she wanted something special, so I made it for her.
Oh, okay, yeah. Patriots.
She prego, so I got to do what I got to do.
Yes, that's true. Oh yeah, absolutely wasn't no incidents, man. We was on our best behavior last year.
Trayvon Henderson, running back. Running backs are going off the board.
So both of the Ohio State running backs went off the board early in the second round.
Yeah.
I like Trayvon Henderson a little bit. I like him a little bit. I think he's a good one if you get him out the backfield.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Think about how unbelievable he was, not just as a runner, but in pass protection, and someone who has the speed to hit home runs. How about this in the Rose Bowl?
Why do you think Mike Green fell? You think it's got something to do with competition?
Yeah, I think it's a combination of things. And you already know when this like the off-field issues seem to scare teams a lot, and there's some lingering things that he's got hovering over him that may affect whether or not he may have to have some court appearances or something. So I think that might have scared the folks. In fact, and it's also you got to look at him too. He's still a bit of a development project because right now he's just really just all rush.
Mm-hmm.
The experience isn't quite there. He's only been playing that position for 2 years, even though he's excelled at rushing the pass. But everything else that comes with the game, as far as reading and reacting and setting the edge and those things like that, it's a bit of a project. And then him being the size that he is, he's not going to be one that you want to be getting pushed around by them big offensive tackles on that left side. So it's some work that needs to be done there with him. But the talent, it shows. So I would, if he's just there, if you just get him just for that purpose, I'll be good with that. Listen, but you're going to need somebody else to coincide with him, bring him in on them third downs and them passing plays, and just let him go, like something like what we was wanting for James Houston.
Yeah,
I'm good with that. So you need some situational guys on this team. You got the guys that's gonna play the major downs, but to have a guy just to come in and just wreak havoc, that'll be a plus.
yeah.
Definitely.
I was mentioning earlier the Lions like to usually go after players that they usually have in their top 30 visits or at the Senior Bowl, and the Lions did like Mike Green at the Senior Bowl, so. Even though we didn't bring him in for the top 30, but at the Senior Bowl, they definitely liked him.
Senior Bowl is really where he shined. He put a couple of guys on their back, so that's what really piqued a lot of guys' interest. And then, with that, it allows people to go back and watch the film, look at where was he at. I know he played in one of the smaller conferences in the MAC, but against the higher level competition, like I said, he had a real good game against Ohio State. And Ohio State just had a couple of offensive linemen go in the first round. So if that's a take, then that is definitely something you can look forward to. Somebody that can definitely contribute. But as far as starting right away, I know I don't see that, and it shouldn't be. Let that man come in when we need to and learn the game. I think, like I said, I feel like we're in the luxury right now because the guys that we can get drafted, they're not. To me, they're not pressed upon to have to come in right away and make a significant difference. These guys could come in and learn from these veterans that we got. Even the young guys to me, it's like young vets on our team because they came in with experience and it's definitely helpful. We got a good culture here, Not to trying to toot our home, but we got a good culture here that can work if we do it right.
Right. Second round, Detroit Lions. You look at it, Sawyer, Scorton, Ezraku, Green, Jackson,
Stewart.
All these guys still left on the board. Who's the guy that you would put above that group? Who's the leader of that group to you?
I hate to be biased, but my guy from Michigan, man, Josiah Stewart,
Stewart.
It's just and I have to be biased because I've been watching him for the past 2.5 years since he's been here, and
there's nothing really wrong with being biased because, like I said, we're the Big Ten. We watch them up close.
And right now the Big Ten is really dominating in this draft right now. We're going neck and neck with the SEC, and you just see a couple of guys from the Big Ten just go off the board. So the competition was there.
And the reason why I say
And
that, the national champions for the last couple of years have been from where? Big Ten.
Big Ten, right? So let's see who the Bears get. Who did the Bears get? Oh, they got Luther Burton the third
Yeah,
from
Luke Bertha the third. I
that's
knew it was
that.
going to be
Hey,
either a
listen,
receiver.
listen. The Bears is trying to. They're going to make Williams. They give him some weapons, bro.
Yeah,
They definitely,
yeah. And see, at the same time, this is why everybody is screaming about creating pass rush, because we got to see them twice and deal with that. You got to be able to get on Caleb Williams fast.
he's
Fast.
he's a little shifty one.
Yeah.
He's a little creative. You got to now to get on fast, but get to him. So we got to see because they spent a lot of money on the offensive line side too. So and that's got Ben. These picks got Ben Johnson's head. It got it all written all over. He's off season. He went and got the offensive lineman. His first couple of picks has been skill position with the tight end with Coastal Loveland, and now they got the guy from Missouri to pair up with the guys that they already got there on the offensive side of the ball. I think they're like I think me and Big A was talking about it earlier. They're another running back away from really being solid offense because defensively the Bears have always been solid.
Always been solid. They're always going to be solid.
So yeah, they're making some moves, but we're gonna see. But also coaching matters too. You can have all the talent in the world, but if you ain't, we just seen Ben Johnson coach himself out a couple of games trying to be a little too cute. So we gonna we gonna see when the pressure's really how heavy is the head that holds the crown. Now that he's ahead of things, so we're definitely gonna look forward to that.
Super important, man, because when you look at the O line over there, like I said, they added one or two offensive linemen over there already. They add more in this draft. They started to become more and more of a complete offense over there. You got to deal with that. You got to have a defense ready for that. To try to keep them points under control when you're going up against them.
Yeah. It's looking like it's gonna be some possible shootouts dealing with them.
Saints on the clock. Probably gonna go defense.
Oh, you don't think they can? They don't think Shedeur will be good right here?
It would be good right here, but I don't know how bad of the damage is left that he did, man.
I was listening to you. I was setting up earlier. I was listening to what you're saying, and I was having a conversation with a couple guys earlier. Is that I say he didn't do himself a disservice by not he didn't do nothing at the combine. He didn't really do too many interviews. He didn't do too many workouts because I'm assuming he felt that he was already solidified. I don't know what advice, whether it's from his pops or his management, gave him that, but obviously, it didn't bode well for him in this regards, and that's the reason why I dropped. I think people felt like it's some politics involved. To me, honestly, I never felt that he was that top quarterback worthy because I don't feel like he needs to come in and start right away. So if all the GMs are saying he's not a day one starter, why go after him in the first round if he's just going to sit for the year when there's other pressing needs? So that's my take on it. It ain't really about, to be honest with you, I don't think none of these quarterbacks is day one starters. Even the Cam Ward going number one, even though I know they're going to put him out there, I feel like all of them need to sit. I think the league does a horrible job with developing quarterbacks.
Yeah.
They get these guys in the first round. They're going to a bad team where the coaching situation is dire, and you just put them into the fire and expect them to grow. And we lost a lot of good quarterbacks. A lot of good quarterbacks had to go somewhere else and get developed because the NFL doesn't do a great job at develop these young guys because they throw them in the fire right away.
Right. Appreciate the comment, Juwan, man. I actually got the Detroit Lions splitting with the Bears this season, as far as the regular season record goes. I got them splitting with the Bears this season. I got the Detroit Lions. My early prediction for the Detroit Lions is a 10 to 11 win season, and that's based off of schedule. Our schedule is atrocious.
Oh wow.
So the 15-2s and all of that, not with this schedule. Not with this schedule.
This schedule is going to be, man. It's a doozy, man.
It's a doozy.
All playoff and Super Bowl teams and all division winning teams. So it's definitely going to be. I don't see it being a 15-2. But I say 12-5 initially, 13-4 at my best at this point right now. I give it, my high 13-4, my low will be 11-6. But I'm going in the middle with 12-5. Because I think at this point, we're a veteran enough team. Just get to the playoff. We thought home field advantage was going to be in our favor, but we ended up losing at home last year. So, but last year if you get there, then make some noise when you get there. So just to me right now, get to the playoffs, stay healthy, and let's run it from there.
Yeah. Reason why I got them around 11 wins, man, simply is because based off of what the team has done so far. If we continue to add
Tyler
and add the right pieces, then I'll go higher than 11 wins. So that's why
quarterback.
That's
Tyler
why I went
Show
11 wins, Kevin.
To Tyler Show to the New Orleans, and the Bills move up. Ooh, that it might be a minute before we hear Shedeur Sanders' name called.
Yeah.
It might be a minute. It could be one of those.
Yeah, the Jets gonna take him.
That's a possibility, and the Steelers can swing back around, but they don't pick to like 83 or something. So that's third round.
Mm-hmm.
He might mess around and get that Malik Willis slide. You know how everybody was projecting to go first round, including me. Remember that big 8 years ago? We had that bet, and he ended up going fourth round or something like that.
Just crazy, man. Because, well, of course, I don't think the Jets are gonna take him because Aaron Glenn barely got the patience to deal with Aaron Rodgers over there. So,
he already told him, listen, listen. I done seen you a couple of times in the division. I'm not about to come over here and babysit and kiss your behind. You in, you out, you out. What's it gonna be? Well, and that's what Aaron Rodgers wanted. He didn't treat me like what. You in, you out. You ain't the Aaron Rodgers of 5-10 years ago, bro. You here, you not. What is it gonna be? I ain't come over here to kiss your hind part.
right.
That's what I think Aaron Rodgers is looking for. The teams to still come and kiss the ring. Like, bro, you on one leg right now. You not the Aaron Rodgers of come on, man. So you need to purify yourself in the lake of Minnetonka. That's going down in them caves and everything. One of them weird smart dudes.
Knowing him with that ayahuasca, he probably will. Taking that crazy shit.
Yeah.
That stuff is, man. You playing with dimensions, messing around with that stuff.
Mm-hmm. No, I don't think he's gonna go undrafted though. He's still gonna get drafted. Just at least he don't need the money. I would say that.
No, these I said these teams they gonna make them feel it.
Mm-hmm.
We ain't gonna go undrafted, but they gonna make them feel it. Like when we want you coming in the door, we need a humble young man. We don't need Shedeur Sanders, the superstar, before you even threw a NFL pass.
Right. About to step away for a second, King. I'll be right back.
All right. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said before, it's just you just got to be humble walking in this league. These franchises, they're not playing with you. Yeah, we should know that as Lions fans. We should know that. Appreciate it, Dominique. The Bears and Vices. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we'll see. To me personally, I really don't even believe that he's one of the guys that the Lions are, considering drafting. I think guys like Ezraku, some of those other guys we looking at, Josiah Stewart. I think those are realistic picks for the Detroit Lions, especially that the way that this draft is going right now. No edge rushers has been taken yet, so we definitely gonna have a chance to pick whoever it is that we want.
Sometimes the reason why you're waiting for a pick to be announced is they can't find the person who was supposed to announce it. Especially after a trade. Lee Evans was sitting back there going, "Yeah, I don't think." Yeah, I don't know why. And somebody had to tap Seth Rollins on the shoulder and say, "Not yet." He was already out there. He was. And I suspect they tapped him gently. So we're waiting to hear the pick. Go for it. I would just throw out the question. I mean, are they not getting over the hump because they don't have enough for Josh Allen, or they don't play enough defense?
Pick is in for the Bills.
They've scored plenty and can't get a stop in the key moment. They went Maxwell Harrison in the first round to try to.
Come on, Bills.
That's to replace Kyrie a little bit. They swung and missed on. So among other things.
Maybe they go defense here. Short
Listen,
that side.
They need more pass rushers as far as I'm concerned. Greg Rousseau hasn't cracked double digits yet off of the edge. And Vanessa is a good player off of the edge, but again, you're not getting double-digit sacks. And Von Miller was supposed to be that closer. He's not going to be around. And any guy would make a lot of sense to me if you're going to see that. You also got maybe Bills fans would say one of the reasons why they got past the Chiefs is because things
I've been seeing a lot on social media, especially Twitter. If you think my 11 wins was low, I've been seeing 9 and 8 a lot, and I'm not just talking about like random Joes on Twitter. I'm talking about some pretty, sensible people. I've been seeing that a lot. A lot of people are frightened with that schedule. I think that's a little too low, but man, the NFL did us a huge disservice. TJ Sanders off the clock. Off the board, I mean.
This is Sean McDermott saying, I want to help Ed Oliver. Right? He wants to get Ed Oliver more one-on-ones, more opportunity to pressure the pocket.
This right here, we're entering that area, right? This is significant right here. You see this right here. Pretty much the same player that we just drafted last night. But this is the area where a lot of us expected that to happen. You know what I'm saying? From here, within this range towards the back end of the second round is where we expected that pick to happen. But we took him in the first round at 28. It is what it is. Like I said, I'm good with it. I'm done with it. Let's move on. But this is the area range, right? You get a edge rusher last night. You move up, the back end picks, man, we don't need that shit. We're not that team no more. We're not a team like we were 2 or 3 years ago that was just getting started. We're in full-fledged Super Bowl mode. So those late picks that you might give up just to move up, we don't really care about those right now. You move up second round, you take Tyleik Williams right here in this area, right around this area. Now you got 2 players. You got a player that can come in here and potentially start at edge rusher, and you have a player who's going to be a starter at defensive tackle. Now it's reverse, where we most likely are going to have to try to move up and take an edge rusher if they start flying off the board. We're still only at pick, 41 we just did. When the edge rushers, when one team pick a certain position, they started to fly. You just seen it with the running backs. They started to go boom, boom, boom. That's how it works in the draft. So let me get my edge rusher before somebody else take them. That's how it goes. Teams manipulate other teams to make moves. That's how it works. So we're doing the opposite. That's what the the disagreement was about last night. It wasn't about the player that we actually picked. And the fact that you have to do all of this explaining to a lot of people, especially Lions fan base, is kind of embarrassing. It speaks to the intelligence of the fan base because we don't, like I said, as a fan base, our fan base, we don't watch football. You know what I'm saying? The only thing we know how to do is come up to go to the games, get drunk, and cheer for the Lions. That's the majority of the Lions crowd that's down there at Ford Field. Half of them don't even be paying attention to the game. They just go down there to drink with their co-workers and buddies. So, but for us at home, that's connoisseurs of Detroit Lions football. We all want the best of, for our team. It's not, to divide the fan base or have us going at each other's neck. We all want the same thing, but I don't think all of our standards are the same. A lot of our standards are, man, I've been a fan since 40 years. I'm just glad that they're winning. But then you have the other half is like, okay, we're winning now. Okay, let's leave all of that in the past. Now let's talk Super Bowl. That's the other half right there. And that's the half that I am. My expectations are high because I want to win the Super Bowl. I'm not good enough for winning 15-2 and winning the division and going to the playoffs and getting hornswoggled. That's not, I don't want that. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather go and win the Super Bowl. So that's just the explanation of where I'm coming from. And it's the reason why I said I'm just going to step back from giving, my detailed and deep opinions about certain stuff because I shouldn't have to explain it in ABC to people. I really shouldn't. We back.
Let's try to find some potential landing spots for Shedeur Sanders, as you mentioned. The Sanders who has not yet gone tonight. Start to look at Shedeur Sanders' potential backup, not a starter. So the teams coming up here who've done work on the backup quarterback to kind of clump right in the middle.
The Jets take a tight end, man. They got Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor from LSU.
You have the Las Vegas Raiders. Obviously, they traded back in the round. They are still considering
Adding to that offense, man. They've been adding front players and guys just trying to get that offense going over there. Like I said, the Jets was already, decent on defense. Obviously, we snatched one of their players away with us, acquiring Reed from over there. But, like I said, they're going to do it from the trenches out. Aaron Glenn's going to take that Detroit Lions way over there.
So there's a couple of picks to get to. And so I guess there's like planes stacked up like in Newark. So let's get the Jets selection. John Abraham coming out from the 2000 draft class of the Jets with the 2025 pick.
With the 42nd pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Mason Taylor, tight end, LSU.
There we go. So the Jets do go tight end.
So here's how it works, right? Whether you're not convicted, you're not found guilty, or if there's some type of injury that's not really that serious, teams have interest in you, but they're still not going to draft you into a certain part of the draft. That's just how it goes from now on. You know what I'm saying? So they're not going to put themselves in that risk situation because general managers are getting fired every day. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to pick you at a certain point. Where that's going to be, I'm not sure. Is it going to be the second round? Possibly. If not, most definitely probably the third round.
What are we getting out of this draft, Joel Platt? Starters. Okay, you look at the Jets' depth chart right now. Jeremy Rucker is the starter right now.
Like father, like son.
Taylor and compete hard to be the starting tight end
for the New York Jets, and that really helps Justin Fields as he acclimates to New York. All right, the San
San Francisco. Which edge rusher are they gonna take? Man.
With the 43rd pick in the 2025 class, the 49ers select Alfred Collins, D tackle.
I knew it was gonna be defense.
It's interesting to see how they're rebuilding this defense with the 49ers.
They got to rebuild over there, man. You know, I don't want the Lions to get to this point where they are right now. You know, no time soon. That's why I said, you know, certain players that we draft, they need to be worth our time. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have this type of drop off as a team, it sucks.
Because he was sitting back behind some big guys. Devondre Sweat was there. They had some Byron Murphy in Seattle.
Oh, wait.
This guy, I think, is a big physical.
Coastal Loveland, DJ Moore. They got a Dunze over there. They got Luther Burden now. Their offense over there in Chicago, man. They're the team that we're gonna have to compete with for the division. That's the team right there we're gonna have to compete with. I'm not really worried about I see you, Willie.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really worried about Green Bay or the Vikings as much as competing against the Bears right now. They put something together over there with the Bears.
Yeah, they got yeah, they're gonna be formidable if it's done right. Like I said, that staff he put together, if Ben Johnson, you know, does right, they'll definitely be formidable.
Mm-hmm. Milrow probably the third round. Willie.
Fifth at best for me.
Fifth at best. I seen him in a couple of third round mock drafts.
My thing is this: if Shedeur Sanders ain't off the blocks right now, and it's
Shedeur falling inadvertently though. There's something else going on with that.
Yeah, but
Milrow is just he can't throw 5 yards in front of him. That's the problem.
Exactly.
Accuracy issues with a quarterback usually 4th, 5th round. Yeah, you about right.
Then he got in his favor is he got he got some wheels.
Yeah, he got some wheels and he got a rocket arm. It's just accuracy, man.
It's just accuracy, and then like the game's too fast for him.
He needs to go somewhere where he can sit down, and learn. Work on that footwork and learn how to throw accurate passes, man. That's where you need to go.
Like Dallas and got one of the guys we was looking at as far as could have been one of the picks.
Yeah, Ezraku.
Yeah.
Yep.
They need help on the defensive side bad. So that's not a bad pick for them.
I like Ezraku, man. Yeah. Here we go. Could we see a rush on the defensive ends now? Them dominoes start falling. What up, though, EJ? Come on with these commercials. Pull up something right quick. So we picked 60 and 102. Hurry up and get out the stage, Joe. Tiny little man bun, man. Might not get it with pick 60. Might take offensive lineman.
It's possible, but it's the ones that I wanted.
Gone.
Listen, they went off
Quick.
They went quick and early yesterday. But
Quickly.
like me and Big A was talking, we said earlier.
That's what we gonna end up with Jack Sawyer watch, bro.
Oh man, please don't say that. Please,
God.
you go. Please don't say
the most
that.
unimpressive.
But late in the second, third round, getting to Jack Sawyer is I just didn't want when folks said first round, I couldn't handle it. But second, maybe third round, Jack Sawyer, I could deal with that because it's still I'm trying. I just he got some skills, so no question.
He picked up towards the end of the season, but his tape sucked though.
But to me, he doesn't have a go-to. And he's gonna get stymied, against good offensive tackles because he doesn't have a move. He's gonna get stymied. So I don't see it with him. Okay, Indianapolis took his running mate.
Here we go.
Yeah, they took his running mate. I wasn't sold on him even less than Jack Sawyer.
Yeah,
but he got size though, so I can see with JT he has the size, so he can
bring
set
him
the
in.
edge.
Bring him in. Hopefully, if you do bring him in, if you do, hopefully you can work with Hutch, man. Say Hutch learned a couple of he learned a couple of go-to moves when he got to the league. So,
but that's the thing too. It's development, and like I said, these guys that we could get is not a dire for them. So them coming in and developing and learning is a plus. So I'm not opposed to it. I just don't want
it. yeah.
I just don't want it. But he got some skill set that could be formidable.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see it. He's not a day one starter. Eventually, maybe in a year or two, he could be. But if he's just coming in and to be a rotational guy and make doable for when the time that he's in, then that's a plus.
Yeah. Pretty much just bull rush, man.
Yeah. But like you said, I told you, he doesn't have a go-to move. But I would say he got some good instincts. He does have a go-to move, but he's instinctive. So that's what pops off the film with him. He's got good instincts.
And sometimes it's crazy because sometimes I forget the Colts are even in the NFL, bro.
Why would you forget that?
Because just don't. I mean, it's not a team that we play too often. We do everyone, once in a while, but it's just like I don't never turn the game
And
on.
it's crazy because they're so close to us. You know.
Yeah, right.
So
That's the
close
saying.
to us.
I never turn the game on and watch the Colts, bro. Like,
Say
damn,
you
Colts.
ain't really paid attention to the Colts since Peyton Manning days, huh?
No. Or since what's the name? Got other quarterback Beard that retired early.
Oh, Andrew Luck.
Yeah, Andrew Luck.
Yeah. Oh, that was kind of bold how they did him.
Yeah.
Now
That man.
announced he was retiring while he was on the sideline. They booed him out the damn stadium. That was bad.
Yep. That man somewhere up in the mountain camping.
Living his best life.
Yeah, I just don't know if we're gonna give him the money. Say it's not like he's about to demand a lot, but you know.
No, I think that vet man will probably do him some justice.
Yeah, like I said, I think if anything happens, it's gonna be after June 1st.
And the thing is, I don't see it being a rush anyway, just for the simple fact he ain't signed nowhere else. So
But see, that's the thing. It's not even just that he didn't sign. He's not even talking to other teams right now. Right. So that's kind of tough. And then, like I say, you see him in shots. He's still wearing Lions gear at certain places. So
right, he's still around because he with that one tag.
Yeah.
But like I said, he hasn't talked to nobody. I just think they're at the point of let's let everything clear out. Let's do the signings we're going to do. Let's do the draft. Once all that cleared up, let's go ahead and get it done then. But right now we're in the midst of we got guys. We just had to do the Kirby Joseph extension. We got the 5th-year options picked up on Hutch and Jameson, which I think one or two of those may get pushed into a long-term deal. More likely Hutch. I think. To me, I feel like they're going to do J-Mo like how they did Lee McNeil.
Yeah.
And get him done during the season. See how he looks coming out. If he comes out on fire during the season like Lee McNeil did, then that extension will probably come at that point. But picking up the 5th-year option just solidifies everything that they were talking about with these guys, and the whole little rumors about a trade, which I said earlier, like, why would we trade somebody we haven't gotten the best out of yet?
Right. And we got the money's worth yet.
And we can lock up his 5th-year option. Why not do that? If anything, we got him for 2 years. We don't, if you want to let him go after the 5th year, you can, or you could trade him after the 5th year. But why not get the best out of him while you can? While he's under, it didn't make sense to me.
Just an opportunity for people to get clicks and engagement. That's all it is.
Yeah, it didn't make sense at the time. You haven't gotten the best out of him. At least get the best out of him before you let him go.
And like I said, that the guy that reported that is known to be a person that hates, let's just say, J-Mo type players.
And that's what I feel like it is. He's one of them. I don't want him on my team type of guy.
Yeah.
Nah, he doesn't look and sound and fit the bill of what you want your players to look like. He look too.
He's not a good old boy.
He looks too urban. You would say. He looks a little
too jazzy. Just a little too jazzy. All right.
He looks like when I'm in my car, I have to hit the locks on my doors.
Like he hangs in Detroit, like actual Detroit.
He went to one of those Coney Islands down there. The ones that's in the hood.
Appreciate the donation, Eric Williams. What's good
going on?
Check it out down here in the shop. Oh, out there in Charlotte, North Carolina. Originally from Grand Rapids. Man, I got so much family in Grand Rapids. It might be related. Half of Grand Rapids is related to me. But yeah, man, shout out to you, Eric Williams. Appreciate you coming on and rocking with us. Yeah, we're about to see, man. We're what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13.
That's not a bad look. That's
what
not
about
a bad
13
look.
picks away? Yeah,
I
Will
know.
Johnson. You talking about Will
Yeah,
Johnson? Yeah,
yeah.
man.
That's not a bad place for him to be. I ain't gonna. I think that's a good. Yeah, that's not a bad place for him.
Over there to
Not a
the
bad.
Cardinals
Oh, he's gonna start immediately.
immediately.
Immediately. I didn't even think about that being a fit, but I think that's a good fit for him.
I know y'all probably watching y'all TVs and y'all, pretty much seeing the Rams right now. We're ahead right now because we're using Twitter and stuff like that. And the Cardinals are taking Will Johnson. So Will Johnson finally goes off the board with the, a couple of teams were a little cautious about the knee injury.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason that he fell down this far. Who's your guy, Eric? Who do you want? Who you want the Detroit Lions to draft? I know it's probably an edge rusher, but who is it? Do you got anybody in specific that you want them to draft? I know 83% of Twitter wanted Mike Green. That's all I see scrolling on Twitter. Mike Green, and
That Mike Green,
and
just an
behind
easy name to
Campbell.
say.
Yeah, right.
That's right, Big A. He is over there with his. Oh, that's gonna be a great. I know that's gonna be a heck of a practice with them two going ahead. Marvin Harrison Jr. and Will Johnson again.
Well, let's
Oh
see. Well,
man,
here's the crazy part because you got Hutch got to sit here and love on Williams. So they part of the D line together.
yeah, yeah. But these two,
He already had the deal. You see what he was doing to Taylor Decker. They do little petty stuff to each other. It's gonna be
them
fun.
two. Oh man, that's an iron shopping iron
Yeah.
situation right there. That, like I said, it gives definitely gonna give Will Johnson a great advantage to excel because you're going up against one of the better young receivers that's in this league. Because man, I gotta be honest, I hate Ohio State, but I did love Marvin Harrison Jr. though.
Oh
I love
yeah,
him.
bro.
I
Yeah.
love him, man.
Yeah. I always loved his pops, man. And then when he came in, I'm like, ah. So we got a trade, man. The Texans are on the clock. The Raiders have traded number 48 to the Texans.
Yeah, he could have.
Think they gonna get something for the Stroud, man?
Who, the Texans?
A little short demon is what Will Johnson was. Ball hawk.
Yeah,
I can watch these highlights all day. I know that ain't Ryan. I was about to say. I seen a beard. I was about to say, I know he ain't
at the draft.
at the draft.
He got a couple more guys that's about to get picked.
That beard had me flustered. Look at how stupid.
Arizona got the Arizona picks is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah.
And the Raiders got Chip Kelly as their offensive coordinator. I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Big A, that's definitely a steal.
Pick us in for the Texans. What are we doing? It's a defense.
Oh wow.
Who they get?
Oh, I thought I seen some. Okay, they got an offensive lineman. That name popped up a little different, but
yeah,
that's solid.
I said I knew they was probably gonna get something for the QB over there.
Yeah, he needed some offensive line help for real.
He needed. Man, be running for his life.
Yeah, definitely Big A, man. That's that's a crazy scenario, man. Got young man Derek Harmon got drafted, and his mom. He went to go see his mom in the hospital. Of course, she was you know on her deathbed, and he let her know, and she passed away. It's like, man, I don't know what that's a crazy like story
Right.
in regards to that matter. So yeah, prayers to Derek Harmon, man.
Yeah.
That's got to be like the best and worst day. That's the best and worst day of his life, literally. Whew.
I know what that's like, boy. My son's birthday on the same day my brother died.
Ah,
Best worst day ever.
yeah.
Okay, Jordan. Jordan Schultz he on point today. He whooping Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport,
Yeah.
and Adam Shepard ass today.
Yeah, he jumping on it. He jumping on it.
Whooping their ass. Yeah. Talk about Will Johnson was a surefire first rounder, just concerns about the injury. Great little steal for the Cardinals. How many games you giving Davenport next season, man?
Ooh. If he can give me
in the comments too, leave it in the comments. Give me a number. How many games we giving Davenport next season?
I'm gonna say realistically.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna give him 10.
10. That's where
I was
10. Just thinking about 10.
I'm gonna give him 10. I was gonna joke and say if he give me 4, then that would be a plus. But I'm gonna realistically say 10, and I'm just hoping for that we finally get a full season. He could finally do a full season because I would like to see what it would be like with the full season. But realistically, I say say 2 quarters. I'm a low ball him and say 10, man, and hoping for a full season. See how that helps us out.
Y'all childish, bro. He said 0.
You already knew they was gonna cook with that one.
What's going on, Bravo? I haven't seen you in a minute. Where you just pop out of nowhere? He said 2 quarters, and one of those quarters in the preseason. That's wild.
Yeah, that man is not. I don't think he gonna touch it. No preseason. Well, the starters don't play in the preseasons no more.
Yeah,
they don't play. But let me ask you guys. You guys, are y'all gonna head down into Cancun for the Hall of Fame game?
man. That sounds like a good idea.
I mean,
get us an Airbnb.
Load up.
Get out there.
Somebody, saying just come with the gas money.
Yeah.
And
get us a what they used to call it back in our day with the minivans.
You already know how we used to travel, not with the church vans and stuff.
Right.
That's how we used to travel. You already know.
Especially as big as we are, we all be there all bunched up on each other.
Just a bunch of mad grunts going on. Trying to squeeze them through those
seats. Move your leg. It's
right.
small in here. No, you big in here.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, Canton, not Cancun. They should correct me that Big A. I got Cancun on the mind. I went to Cancun
Canton.
Yeah, last year. I want to go back.
That drive ain't nothing, man, to hit the Canton. So
that damn humidity down in Cancun is unbearable for a guy like me. It was whipping my ass.
Anything in the lower regions is like that, man. I can barely take Florida.
Man.
That's why I
say I don't think I can move down, down
I can't,
south,
bro.
man.
I can't. 90 degrees humidity at night. I can't do that, bro.
I would be irritable.
I would want to fight every day, bro. Like, don't say hi to me. Don't say nothing. It's hot. Why are you talking to me?
just going around Bertie Mac slapping everybody.
Why are you slapping people? Because it's hot, man. It's muggy. It's moss in the trees everywhere, and bugs and iguanas. I'm tired of this. Yeah, Florida is interesting.
Mm-hmm. Whew. Baldwin 810. What up, though?
Question: Are you worried about letting this Knicks? Man, listen. I'm gonna just tell you what I thought about last game. First of all, Beasley, Tobias can't have those type of performances again. That's first off. But I wanted to see a little bit more aggression defensively, a little more urgency. The Pistons, I guess, we was at home and all the atmosphere. I guess they thought it was going to be a little bit easier, but these are star players you're dealing with in Brunson and Karl Anthony Towns and
Bridges.
and Bridges.
I mean, their guys really got off yesterday. So
yeah.
And like I said, it wasn't like the first two games where we had a lot of the Brunson and the merch. It was really like, it was really one of them games. You was gonna expect some, calls here and there, but that really wasn't too much of the outcome. We needed to take advantage of some opportunities that we didn't,
we didn't.
And I felt like I was telling Zale last night, like Beasley lost the 6-man award and he lost a shot last night because the shots he normally made throughout the season wasn't falling yesterday. And then, like I said, I feel like he has to score at least 30 for us to win, in my opinion. He has to get 30. So, but on a good note, I'm hoping and I'm praying by Sunday we get our defensive anchor back. That's really that's why I'm not in fear, because we played these last couple of games and we won one, lost one with our real defensive anchor out there. And that's going to shut up a lot of noise, especially like, with Cat Williams out, not Cat Williams, but
yeah,
Karl Anthony Towns out there doing a lot of this chirping and everything. Our boy wasn't out there. So I think that's going to quiet that noise tremendously when he back on the floor, because nobody really wants smoke with nobody wants smoke with Stewart.
So good question. And let me address this real quick. Whether you thought Mike Green was the lead or not, or whatever you trying to get out of this comment, you can go do your own research on Google about what's going on with Mike Green. So the recipe for the Super Bowl, what's the keys to the Super Bowl for the Detroit Lions? First and foremost, we can't suffer the amount of attrition that we did last year. That's number one. We have to make sure that we can try to keep as many guys healthy as we can. We know guys are going to get injured, but to that level on one side of the football, that just can't happen for us again.
Mm-hmm.
It cannot happen for us again. Another thing, whoever we add to this team, we need them to come in and contribute. That's going to be another thing, which I don't have any problem with saying, especially type of players that we draft, but they got to come in and contribute, because depth in certain spots, especially on their defense, they're going to have to come in and next man up mentality is going to have to be a real thing again. So, like I said, as long as we go into these games, not try to do too much, be who we are, run the football, utilize guys like J-Mo and Laporta, Amon-Ra St. Brown, long as Jared Goff keeps his composure, doesn't get pressed and rattled too often, I think we got a chance to really push forward. Now it's going to be tough because the team that we got to get past, right? The Eagles. We got to get past the Eagles, man. They pushing to try to have a little dynasty run right now. They add a lot to their team. We talked about how many picks Roseman has in this draft. So it's going to be interesting. It's not going to be easy at all. At all. That schedule alone starting out is tough. But in the playoffs, we got to take care of business. We got to get on teams, pounce on them, and stay on them.
Right. Yeah, I'm with you on that. The first and the key most thing is health.
Health.
Health is key. We're a team, like I said, there's no team that we can't play with. So it's a matter of us playing. I believe we need to play our game and not play nobody else's game. Meaning we need them to try to stop it. And the main thing that really to me killed us, with us losing is that we played out of character. We went away from what the thing that was dominating us through not only in the playoffs but throughout the season is like is the run game. Let the run game set up the pass and let's go from there. Let's not try to be too cute with everything. We could dominate the way that we dominate because we got a dynamic offensive set right now that um it's like no other right now. We're kind of in a mode where we can set the precedent with the type of offense that we got. We got the dual backfield, we got the receivers, you know, mid and long ball. So it's gonna make for an exciting season. It's gonna be a tough season, but that's what we want. Like we want this. Like let's not shy away from playing the best of the best, because then that just makes if we win, it's gonna make it a lot sweeter because can't nobody take nothing away from us and say, oh, y'all had an easy path to get to where y'all got. No, if we go through these trenches and come out on top and get through the playoffs and be able to get to the Super Bowl, it's gonna be well deserved. And I think a lot of us will feel a lot better knowing, like, listen, we one of the toughest teams in the league. We battle tested, we're good, and we
Mhm.
went through the trenches. So the main thing is health. Second thing is playing within their game,
Yeah.
and I think the sky's the limit. Seahawks take a tight end. Broncos trade there. I mean, the Panthers trade their pick to the for 51. So they switch.
A lot of tight ends going.
Yeah, Sean Alexander. That was my, that was my guy on Madden.
Yeah, man.
That was my guy on Madden. I think that's probably like the last time I played Madden when for real when he was on there. That should tell you how long ago I played games.
Yeah. Like I said, we just can't suffer the amount of attrition. David Montgomery definitely got to be healthy. He putting the work in right now. I've seen a
Yeah,
couple of clips. He putting the work in to stay healthy. Is just trying to stay healthy is the thing. And like I said, we going to get some big time teams. Yeah.
hmm. Lions CEO Ken, he brings up a point saying that the Bears have the same away schedule as we do this year. So that's definitely
I
that's
said
intriguing.
it's going to be between the Bears and the Lions for their division. Whoever can take care of business is going to win that division.
Mm.
We talk about winning the Super Bowl. The mishap games got to stop. Like,
Yeah, yeah. At the wrong that
yeah.
you can't have them games at the wrong time. Have that
No,
games in the
yeah,
beginning of the middle
yeah,
of the season. Let's not have them games in the playoffs no more.
yeah, bro. We
Like
got to take care of business.
we had I ain't gonna bring that back up. We're we're at the draft right now.
Right.
I don't want to revisit that right now.
Nick Scorton, Panthers,
Okay.
another edge rusher gone.
Yeah, Nick Gordon. Yeah. He's solid. I like him. He's solid.
Yeah, yeah. I wouldn't have been mad about that.
I'm not I'm not
Shit, he was
sleeping
whooping
on
ass at the Senior Bowl.
the I'm not really sleeping on the Vikings. Because you can't, because they always seem to be there every year, but they always seem to falter when it comes to the playoffs at this point. And
Mhm.
then, like I said, um, I don't know yet what we're going to get out of JJ McCarthy coming off the injury. So I
I
can't
don't.
say
I'm
just
like
yet.
I think the early season woes is what's going to keep them out of the race with us. I think because, like I said, in Michigan, I just didn't see JJ McCarthy get the opportunity to throw the ball enough. And in the NFL, when you have to go to the NFL as a quarterback, and that's where you taking your bumps and bruises as the learning experience, that's not going to go well for you.
Mhm. But for me, I think, like I said, him being injured is a blessing in disguise because he was going to start. He's coming in to start. He was starting before he got injured. But like I said, with these quarterbacks being thrown into the fire early on, not getting a chance to sit back and learn and watch the game from these veterans and the other teams. I mean, other players. I think that would probably him set back and let the game slow down for him would do him the service. And with him not throwing, it was more of a coach's decision because, like I said, the run game we had was so dominant. The lines we had so dominant. Like we said about the lines, go with what you know. You know what I'm saying? So if that's what gets you there and ain't nobody stopping it, keep going with it.
Mhm.
I say keep doing. I'm one of them guys that is like keep doing it till they stop you.
Here we go, another edge rusher, Oladejo. I knew it was going to be a run on edge rushers right before we got the pick.
Mm.
I just don't take Josiah Stewart, bro.
So don't take Josiah Stewart away from me.
Just don't
Don't
do this.
take
Don't
your
do this,
love
man.
away, baby. Don't take your
Then you
love
got
away.
Tampa Bay and Green Bay. They both about to probably take defense. Chicago, God, Chicago better take an offensive lineman. You know, some of these fans are so arrogant, man. You know, I put a graphic up with, pretty much what the Chicago Bears acquired so far in the offseason and in the draft. It's pretty solid. And they on here acting like the Bears just ain't did nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's just like at some point, I mean, yeah, it's still, FTB, but at some point you gotta start to say, you gotta grow up and say, hey man, do you see what they doing over there? you know, you gotta give credit where credit is due. Making an immediate impact in a rotational type of situation, absolutely. He'll have some guys over here that he can learn from, including Hutch himself. Uh, yeah, no problem with that. In a rotational setting, yes. They've become unbearable, bro. Oh, I see you back. My bad, Willie.
Yeah.
Um, got another question, King Willie. If Stewart is there at 60, feel about Landon Jackson or zero reach?
At
Um,
this point,
no,
I don't think anybody is a
anybody's
reach
a
at this
reach at
point.
this point. Yeah,
Like I said, I think we need to we need to fill that position. To be honest, who's ever the edge that's available. I mean, at this point, I feel that it's a position of need we need to fill. Whether it's going to be I think it's more. It's going to be a rotational guy, potential starter type of guy, but it's definitely a need to be filled. Let's be honest. We need to go ahead and fill that. You know, for depth, if not just for depth alone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Notre Dame take defensive back Benjamin Morrison.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. We do get Sawyer. It's definitely a Dan Campbell pick.
I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. But but he's available late in the second round. He's done enough to put himself in that position to get drafted. Put it like that. I just know it's a lot more to it. I want to be for him. I want to be wrong.
Mhm.
You know, I want to be wrong. I just never got that feeling that he's going. To me, he's not starting worthy. He's rotational. He's a rotational guy. But the thing he's going to be that hand in the dirt every down guy from that's going to be on the other side. I don't really see it. But if we do draft him, I want to be wrong. Please prove me wrong.
Notre Dame, Benjamin Morris to the Bucks.
Please prove me wrong if we were to get him.
I love the energy. Love the energy. And with that in mind, with the 53rd pick in the NFL 2025 draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Benjamin Morrison, DB.
Who coming out to do our pick? Ain't it Terrion?
Say what?
Who coming out to do our pick in the second round? Is Terrion?
I think they said it was supposed to be him.
Yeah.
You were talking about him earlier today, talking about how smooth he is. Yep. He can really find and locate the ball, make plays down the field. He's going to fit in perfectly with the style of defense they have.
Listen, Brad Holmes loves to go after national champions. That's what he likes to do. You know, if it's Alabama, Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State.
Yeah.
That's just look at the draft picks over the years. That's just look at
He
it.
said we go after winners because we like
Yeah.
to win.
Right.
We like to win. Because if you ain't first, you're last.
Right. Pick us in for the stupid cheeseheads. Hate them stupid hats. I need my cheese grater.
Need to put the grater on.
Yeah.
Some interesting different skill sets amongst that group of corners.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm done with them. I'm finished, man. Got better things to do with my stress levels.
It looks like we had a Packers legend, if you will, coming out here. There's the commissioner, Jordy Nelson.
Jordy Nelson. Boy, how I hate him still. I have not forgot what he has done to us.
Boston up by 4 on Orlando right now.
I have some special guests up here to help make the Green Bay Packers choice. So give it up for Packers legend Jordy Nelson. What's up, Packer country?
Getting flashbacks seeing his face.
Thanks, Commissioner. I also want to introduce Kenya or Marcellus from the Boys and Girls Club in Green Bay. We're recognizing incredible youth like them as part of our Inspire Change initiative.
Yeah, only Jordan Nelson would have to read the card.
The NFL works with Boys and Girls Club nationwide to help young people find their voices, advocate for issues important to them, and become future leaders. Let's have these leaders help me announce the pick.
He a little he a little on the sweet side, ain't
54th pick in the 2025 NFL.
he? Yes, Queen. That's what it sounds like he's about to say after that.
Anthony Belton, tackle, North
Anthony
Carolina.
Belton.
Go Packers!
Tackle.
They're hunting for a tackle. It's interesting. They introduced.
Look at the Packers fans' faces. Some of them like, oh. Like, who is Anthony Belton?
He got some size on him.
We within what? 6 picks.
Yeah.
Still got stupid Chicago in front of us. Raiders took a running back. Man, they could take Shedeur.
Well, they got Geno over there, so
I mean, who? Nobody needs Shedeur to come and start now. So wherever he go, he gonna be a backup.
I agree, but I think.
And who better to learn from than Geno?
Geno been through what he been through.
Well, we can draft him at 60.
That'll be interesting. That would be.
That would go against everything that Brad Holmes would preach.
And he's definitely not a Dan Campbell guy.
No.
If you want,
no turds allowed. You know, this dude screams turd.
Nah, man, I wish the best for Shedeur, man.
Yeah, I just wish he would learn to be a little bit more humble, bro.
It's hard coming from the
Prime's house. Yeah,
it's hard because I know he wants them to be
wide receiver. Chargers, Trey Harris out of Mississippi.
Playmaker, they're calling him the playmaker.
In the 2025 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Chargers select Trey Harris.
You think we take a receiver at some point?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, got to get a big body. Need a big body. We got to find our little AJ Brown. I said we got the slot guy, we got the speed demon. We need the big fella.
Because we only gonna have I know we re-signed what's the name, but that's only for another year. So yeah.
Like
we're working on those depth and next up and coming pieces. We need those
right
now.
Right.
So we got a couple of older guys that we need to go ahead and work out a deal for. Like I said, Tim Patrick, he's only for another year.
Yeah, like I said, those are temporary dudes. We got to get something for the future.
Yeah,
got to.
And that's what I was meaning about. We're at that luxury right now. Let's start working on the next set of guys. Next set of guys.
Right.
You don't have to reach, as you would say, but you got guys you can get that. Okay, we can let them develop, let them get built up, and work within. I think we've done a good job, if not a great job, with developing. That's the main thing. Drafting is one, but developing is the next key. And I think have done a.
Yep, we traded up. Who are we trading up to get, buddy?
The Lions in exchange for.
We moved back to 230.
Damn, 230. Who's
230?
230.
Who we going to get? Is it Josiah?
I don't know. It might not be. I would like it to, but we about to see.
Come on, give me something, Twitter.
Keep your facial expressions to yourself too, King. You don't want to give it away.
Oh no, I ain't gonna say nothing.
But I don't know. They went to 230. That's not even 230 is the. Hey, was that 4th round? No, that's 230 is got to be like 5th or 6th round.
How many third rounders do we have? Just one.
I think didn't we get a compensatory pick for
I thought we did, or was it?
for Aaron for them hiring Aaron Glenn? We got compensatory for him, so we had 2/3.
Welcome back.
If I'm not mistaken, y'all can
I
correct
think
me
I
if I'm
seen
wrong.
something where we didn't get that. Let me.
It takes a team.
I think on the, it was we supposed to get one from for I think for
Yeah, we had 1/3. I think we had 2/4 though.
it might have been fourth. I think it was
Yeah,
fourth
we got 2/4.
for uh
So this the only pick for the day, unless we trade back in.
maybe. Now I mean I can go to bed early.
Oh, damn.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
I'm off tomorrow, man. I'm gonna be up.
I got a trip I gotta take tomorrow out to Battle Creek with Kamar. He has a his college visit tomorrow.
With the NFL app, your home for all things NFL. And subscribe to NFL Plus for more access for the pick.
So no, actually, yeah, we still got 102. So that 130 got to be that fourth round pick.
I may be young.
Yeah, 130. Okay, I thought. Yeah, you're right. We still got 102. You're right. I just see one
And that's what I
something.
said. That comp. That's what I'm saying. We did get a comp pick for Glenn for them hiring Glenn. So
Uh-huh.
that's what. Yes, I
Turn these
stand
up.
corrected.
O-line. Tate Ratledge.
Rutledge.
Yep. O-line.
Okay.
Bye-bye, Josiah.
Georgia right guy. That ain't nothing to sneeze at. Tate Ratledge. That's not.
No, it's a need, but
It's we both sides of the defensive line, offensive line. It's not nothing to sneeze at. But I know what everybody wanted it to go, so I get it. I get it.
the Raiders are passing on Shedeur Sanders again. They're taking
And
Jack Beck.
Chicago got Seth Rollins out there picking the pick. Yeah.
Like we said, Michigan, Ohio State, Georgia, Alabama.
Georgia, Alabama. Yeah. Yeah. Boston College. Jack Beck, TCU. Mm.
There's back to the Raiders.
The day one starter, my accomplice, Big John Stud. Let's get to the video here as we see what he does. Rob Havenstein was someone he reminded me of. He's a plug-and-play right tackle. He's a little bit tight-hipped, but someone who can lock out and control guys as a rusher. When he sees that rush, he's able to lock them out with his length and able to control them. The bend is not elite.
Okay, so the 230 is a seven round pick.
Yeah. We're taking the offensive lineman, if y'all haven't heard it in the chat.
Yeah.
Taking Rudlick out of Georgia.
Georgia.
Definitely a need,
Georgia.
definitely a need for the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
everybody
it is.
wanted an edge, right now, but like I said,
we gotta understand, like, and that's why I see the vision there, because we gotta start, like I said, building for the future, and we got 3 guys on this offensive line that more likely would be probably gone after a year. You know what I'm saying? Frank Ragnar, he's been dancing about retirement for the last year or two. Graham Glasgow, you move him to the other side, and Decker, he's on his last leg as well. So the main thing we got to make sure is that we keep that line together, because we're gonna need a line to go up against these defenses that's being set in place. So it's a need. Offensive line is a definite need. It's not the sexy pick that everybody want, I know, but it still addresses a need. Mm.
I just knew the Bears was gonna take an offensive lineman though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, of course, build the trenches. I'm always about building the trenches.
Come on, Brad, trade back up.
The Denver Broncos have traded the 57th pick to the Detroit Lions. With the 57th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select
Tate Ratledge, guard from Georgia.
Yeah. This is a very physical football player, Tate Ratledge, out of Georgia. Takes excellent angles. He can position you and play through injury. He had that tightrope ankle
6'6",
surgery.
nice size.
Through, but it's 6'6.5", 308 pounds. I was surprised a little bit how well he tested. He got healthy in the spring, and once that happened, you saw the athleticism that he had, which is going to get me to next gen stats powered by AWS. When you look at his numbers and how that stacks up in this class, it was outstanding, and that helped recapture his momentum with a 98 score among all these interior offensive linemen. But guys, I got to tell you, the Detroit Lions, they play on Thanksgiving every year.
And the fastest among guards at the combine.
Hey, Ratledge won't be receiving. He might be giving the turkey leg.
Oh my goodness!
My man can help supply the turkey for Thanksgiving every year in Detroit. So to me, that's a value pick.
Yeah, is that one for him and one for everyone else?
My goodness. And he can look eye to eye to his coach, too, right?
No question.
At some point, the fake celebrating got to stop. I started to cringe sometimes with celebrate. Like, okay, we made a pick, man, but come on, y'all be saucing it a little bit too much.
Well, I know you just got that message, King.
What?
Baltimore.
fans here in Green Bay, are you having some fun tonight? You guys are absolutely amazing. And I get the privilege of representing some other amazing fans, that being Raider Nation. I was blessed to play 13 years with the Silver and Black. And the man who used to always make this pick is a Raider legend, an NFL Hall of Famer, Willie Brown. And I want to give a shout out to Willie Brown. His tradition in this place was he wanted to give a heartfelt appreciation and thanks to all the mothers of the NFL community. It's 2 weeks till Mother's Day, and he always wished them an early Happy Mother's Day.
Appreciate you, Dominique.
If you're a coach in the NFL, you likely had a very supportive, encouraging mom or mom figure.
Listen, bro, we needed depth on the O-line. That's not what was going to push us to the Super Bowl, making or breaking. No. We need a fucking edge rusher. There's no way around it, bro. We need an edge rusher. Mike Green just went to the fucking Baltimore Ravens.
Yep.
Some teams like the Ravens, Steelers, Eagles, Kansas City, they understand football. So, just what it is, bro. Like I said, I'm out of it. I'm out of it. Great pick. Great pick.
Remember, he had his brother Tiger Bash. Princeton football player, terrific, all Ivy League player. Gave his life saving someone on the New Year's Day attack in New Orleans. Trying to get people out of the way of that car hurtling down. Gave his life for others. And then Jack Besh played in the Senior Bowl a month later to the day and caught the game-winning touchdown pass with 7 seconds on the clock, which was his brother's jersey number, and Jack wore that number that day in the Senior Bowl in honor of his brother. It's an LSU transfer to TCU. DJ, you can talk about the football now, but the emotions that have to be flowing with his family as he continues to play and carry Tiger with him, it's going to be some story.
At the end of that Senior Bowl, as a family, they just hugged and sobbed on the field after he caught the game-winning catch. It is just an unbelievable story. And Jack Besh, as a player, Allen Robinson, think about how great he was in this league. That's who he reminded me of. Just physical. Everything he does is physical. You want to press him, he's going to chuck you at the line of scrimmage and get away from you. Look at the ability to just throw guys. Think about what Cooper Kupp does with his.
One of the main people that was on there fussing and hollering yesterday want my opinion about the pick. I'm done. I'm not giving one of the dudes on Twitter named Mr. Starks. I'm not giving you no opinions no more. I'm done. And it's, every pick that we make is the correct move in my eyesight. So I'm done with that.
And on the roster with him at LSU was Brian Thomas Jr. and Malik Neighbors. Who led them in catches that season? Jack Besh.
Boy, that says it all. Guys, breaking that down for everybody and putting in perspective what we have just witnessed here in the 2025 NFL Draft in Green Bay. Ravens, Broncos, Commanders, Bills, Chiefs, Eagles, the Bears in there as well to wrap up this second round.
The 2025 NFL schedule will be released soon.
The stage electric. Quarterbacks define this rivalry.
A Super Bowl rematch for the ages.
Oh, what?
Welcome back. Turn the offseason on again with the NFL app. Your home for all things NFL. And subscribe.
Yeah, Twitter is interesting. Well, let's check the vibes of the comments. I let that marinate for a second just to see what some of you guys would say. I'll just respond to your reactions. Yeah, starting here. Waited all day for a damn guard. That's what do you want me to do here, man? You're busting my balls, man. You know. Like y'all are pretty upset in these comments. What's happening? Okay, now this is a little extreme, but all right. Okay. And then we have the typical worshiper. That was his response to the last comment. Yeah, it pretty much said the same thing I did. There's one angry fella in these comments. This fella, I don't know, man.
It's crazy. A couple years ago, that was our Super Bowls making the playoffs because hey, we ain't made none in a while, and we was a dumb dumpster of a team. So that's true in a way, but a pick right here is not going to make and break whether we go to a Super Bowl because we didn't get an edge rusher in the late second round. So.
Now, I've been saying he's been high and mighty or feeling himself too much for the last couple of years. But, that was there. I'm a different person now.
No, he not. Don't let him stop lying to y'all.
100% professional. That's all.
Are you putting your professional hat on today?
That's right. Still got round 3. Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Let's go and get us an Onzarike or Pascal. Now at this point, if you don't bring Zadarius Smith back, I'm probably gonna come down to the arena and flatten
give him a stern talking to.
Yeah, because at this point, bro, hey, I don't even want nothing else on this board. I'm looking at it right now. I don't want nothing else up here at edge rusher. I should just start a fire on Twitter to say, but we got Pascal.
No, don't do Pat. Say, go ahead and put Davenport out there. I know folks is going crazy with him.
Look, guys, we have Davenport. Let's just trust the process. They're about to be fighting.
And Shedeur Sanders is still not off the board either, so that's still intriguing.
Guess what, though? With the first pick in the 3rd round, the New York Giants select Shedeur Sanders.
Is that what you're saying, or is that what you saying?
Yep, that's what I'm saying.
The Giants, even though they got Jackson Dart, they're gonna go get another quarterback.
You ain't never seen that before in this league.
I mean that happened once before with RG3 and
what team we talking about too?
I mean, it's possible. I mean, let them duel it out.
No, they ain't gonna do that, man. At that point, you just asking to get fired. Like I said, it will have to be. It's only a couple of teams that can do it.
Do what?
that can actually draft him as a backup, obviously.
Presenting tonight's pick for the Baltimore Ravens. And with the 59th pick in the 2020.
Hey, I'm right with you, man. Let's hit training camp and take over. I get on the edge, I'll be on that mud just like this.
Will you teach me the football?
He broke it in my nose.
Who plays with tenacity, effort, and chase. This is the first tape you pop on against Ohio State. This spin move, I mean, it jumped off the tape when you watch him. You watch him against my alma mater at App State. That was a painful one for me.
So he moved from Virginia to Marshall. Okay.
Man, I'm so sick of seeing Broderick Martin picture on Twitter, bro.
They going crazy with that one.
Man.
Got a tremendous football player who was just about football with no chances there at this point in time.
That's exactly right, TJ. This was not about football, though. Mike Green actually announced himself to reporters at the Combine that he faced 2 sexual assault allegations in his past. One in high school that resulted in a zero-tolerance policy at Virginia. Another at Virginia that caused him to leave. He has denied both. My understanding, talking with teams, some of his explanation was not satisfactory for them. He was off several boards. That is why he fell, and Baltimore now takes it.
That's a PR thing. That's what that was with him. I think that's what scared a lot of teams away because now they it's a PR situation.
Uh-huh.
So I see what that was. Because I don't want to comment on that. That seems to be a hot topic right now. With no type of situation.
Yeah, we live in a Me Too world today, so.
It's a blessing to be here, Broncos country. Let me hear you. Wisconsin Badgers, baby. We got another one into the College Football Hall of Fame. We did it. Now, with that said, with the 60th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft, the Denver Broncos select R.J. Harvey, running back, UCF.
Yay!
Well, I got to make it end. So I might pop back in a little later. It's good with you guys. I'm gonna join you guys in the comments, man. Appreciate you guys. Listen, also I gotta let y'all know. Dynasty Sports Network will be back this Sunday, 7:00 for our draft post game show. So you guys go ahead and follow that channel, like, subscribe. You make sure you guys keep tuning into everything King, my brother over here, man. I appreciate you for letting me rock with you this long.
For sure.
You guys are due.
For sure, bro. I say you come back, I'll be here. I'm here with these jokers.
I hit you up. I'll probably be back. I just gotta make a run real quick. I'll be back. Maybe.
All right.
If everything goes well, I might not be back, if you know what I'm saying.
With that said, I'm gonna do a quick little 20-second stretch break for y'all guys, and we'll be right back.
Wow, black-owned shoe store. Culture. My culture, though. Let's see what they talking about in here. What's up, little dog? You good? Y'all got something here for me? I'm talking about exclusive. They got all the dunks? How many dunks they got? Something like these. Y'all got a little vibe in here. They buying shoes, selling shoes. It feels like the culture. They dunking on people. Oh, they doing TikTok. They looking out for the kids. Oh, man, this is great, man. They got all the races working here. It just really feels like culture. You're looking for a black-owned shoe store to get some real drip at? Come up here to Culture Detroit, man. That's what the streets been missing. Welcome home, fam.
Shout out to my brother Juan, man, in Culture Detroit. doing their thing, man. That's the Livernois location. They also have a location down on Griswold right now. So make sure you guys stop by, say what's up, Dawn, on behalf of your boy King, man, and get yourself geared out, man. They got some great exclusive shoes and their exclusive clothes. They even have exclusive snacks, man, from out of the country. So when you get a chance, just make sure you stop by and say what's up. Man, so on a serious note, did we need depth at offensive line? Absolutely. Like I said before, whatever Brad Holmes decides to do, I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna sit here and say what he should be doing. He makes his own bed, so I'm gonna keep my opinion out of that. But as far as the pick and the value for the pick, yeah, we needed that. We needed an offensive lineman. Obviously, the situation with Mike Green, which a lot of us liked, and the reason why he failed was all PR. You know, the situation that happened in the school with him with uh, the sexual assault claims that he did not get convicted of. But like I told you guys at the top of the show, it doesn't matter if you got convicted or not. It's just teams are worried about the media nightmare because, like I said before, we live in a Me Too world today. So anybody can claim anything, whether you're innocent or not. In some way, it's still going to tarnish your name in some way, shape, or form. So, you know, with that said, Mike Green is a hell of a talent, and he goes to Baltimore. Baltimore is another one of those good teams. I tell y'all this all the time. Good teams, they take chances on these guys in later rounds. And if there is something there, they trust the organization to work with these players and to groom them into great young men. So that's the scenario. But with us, no, you have to be Captain America to come to the Detroit Lions. I'm gonna just keep it frank with you. So, like I said, you know, I mentioned to Willie while we was on the stream earlier that I never really felt like Mike Green was a player that the Detroit Lions would go and get. As far as edge rusher, we still obviously need edge rusher, and for what's left on the board, Josiah Stewart, you can kiss that goodbye. Unless we trade up out of nowhere, he'll be gone. So what will be left by the time we get to pick 102 pretty much is going to be a player that you're going to have to come in and develop. So you're pretty much getting the same type of value pick as the Josh Pascals of the world. So it's going to be pretty much the same scenario. What are you going to do in the offseason? Do you bring Zadarius Smith back? There's a lot of scent on the trail that says that. But until it happens, I won't believe it. But for some reason, you know, when you have a general manager that's purposely not picking a position, it starts to fuck with you mentally. It really does. We go everywhere around the board, but edge rusher for some reason. And for me, that's a sign of, it's a slight sign of cockiness or arrogance. And that's just my opinion only. I'm not saying that's what you should think. I'm just saying that's my opinion. So, you know, with that said, the pick is the pick, whether you like it or not. That's where we took. And like I said, because of the way that people are these days in Lions land, I don't think a lot of people deserve my opinion no more. You know what I'm saying? I've done that thing for years. And I've done nothing but speak to what the Lions do. So to try to paint me as a villain for trying to tell the truth, it's kind of insulting. So with that said, we're going to leave that out the window. And we're going to observe what the Lions do in this draft and keep it at that. I'm not speaking like Brad Holmes is anything. That's Brad Holmes is himself. The evidence is right in front of you. I don't have an opinion about nothing. Yeah, we moved up to get an offensive lineman. And then the Ravens took Mike Green right behind us. Why did we feel like we needed to move up to get him if the Ravens took him? I don't know what team was behind the Ravens that possibly said, hey, we're going to take this team, this player, or I don't know how this thing goes. But last time I remember, teams don't tell you what they're getting ready to do. So I don't know how this works, but however it works, he picked them. He picked them. So I think I got nothing to say about it. You picked a position that we need some depth at. We have a hole at a whole different position. Not just depth, we have a hole there, and we ignore that position. But we picked a depth player at one position. Do with that what you can. He is. Mm-hmm. Is he any good for his position? Yes, he's pretty good. But I don't. When it comes to the need of an edge rusher to go opposite of Hutch and him on the offensive line, I'm taking that edge rusher all day long. That's my personal opinion. Me. Not saying that's what Brad Holmes should have done. That's what I would have done as a GM. Josiah Stewart is not falling to 102. Yeah, you can forget about that. He'll be well gone by the time the Lions pick again. We are on pick 63. There's no way he's going to make it to 102. The Lions will have to move up and get him. Could they do that? They could. Will they do it? I don't believe so. But we'll see. Prove me wrong. Then I would have an issue with management for listening to Hutch. Because you're the general manager. You're the parent in the conversation. You know what's good for the team and what's good for the franchise. You know that you don't need to be running your player in the ground that's coming off a broken leg. So I would have a problem with the management. You think those players going to be there at 102, Will? I don't know, William. I don't think so. Now, as far as the pick goes, no slouch at all. No slouch. I know exactly what that pick is about. He's one of those players that the Detroit Lions take ever since Frank Ragnow. If I'm not mistaken, last time that I took a look at him, he had I think it was like 700 and something pass snaps and only allowed one sack. Does that sound familiar with some of the guys that we've drafted on this line before? But yeah, that's most definitely Detroit Lions type of move for the trenches. So, like I said, it's something that we needed to an extent, but it's not a bigger need than edge. So I don't have any quarrel with the pick whatsoever. The player is right. It's the right player. You've been watching my streams a little too much, Will. Yeah. Landon Jackson was whooping ass at the Senior Bowl. I remember that vividly. He was the first one that popped off the screen before even Mike Green even did what he did. He was the first one to pop off the screen when I was watching. I'm like, who the hell is this dude? And man, I started watching film. I was like, okay, yeah, I like Landon. He was one of those 5 guys that I did way back when I was doing some of those videos. I'm gonna leave this one alone. Y'all on his head, huh? Won't get me. Not gonna get me to say nothing. Right. We need to start a GoFundMe here in Detroit, man. Everybody put $5 on it just to keep Shedeur, bro, because the Lions act like we ain't got $5, man. Like I said, it's at this point your salary cap department in the building need to be fired. Like if you can't find some wiggle room to readjust some contracts or whatever you can do to try to fit this man in, you need to be fired, bro. Because I watch teams do it all the time. And we can't find enough to bring that little bit of money. Like, come on, man. Yeah, that's what I said. You know, pretty much by the time we get to pick an edge rusher, it's the value of them I'm not interested in anymore. I don't even want to hear it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not interested no more. And he's such a polarizing player, man, because when he's healthy, he's an absolute beast when he's healthy. But the problem is he just can't stay healthy. Some people just don't have strong bones, man. And he's one of them. You know what I'm saying? Bones and ligaments ain't this thing, bro. He need to start taking some CMOS or something. Some doctors listen to Dr. Sebi. Take some CMOS, man. Get them bones strong. Man, milk these days diminish your bones instead of make them stronger. Milk ain't the same as it is when I was growing up. Take some sea moss. Don't drink milk. Don't do nothing but fuck up your stomach. This man Davenport out here, he be getting injured like he vegan or something out here, man. Yeah, like I said, if we don't trade back into the second round soon, it's just like, what are we even talking about anymore? At that point, you drafting anybody is pretty much a crapshoot. So, yeah. uh, bro, what is all of this? Just make the damn selection and get off stage. Like, bro, we having ceremonies on stage and everything else. Speed up the process.
So a nice moment there to kick off the third round.
The New York Giants select Darius Alexander, defensive tackle from Toledo.
Toledo. Oh, all right, Darius.
I saw for the first time at the Senior Bowl. Then went back and watched his
I watched him at the Senior Bowl too. Big fella can move, man. He was taking the muds to the house. Yeah, this is some of the clips I was watching right here. You see them hands? You see the hand work? I love watching film on defensive linemen. They're making competent picks in New York. Interesting. They might stop being the laughing stock of the league. Hey, man, listen, I got more important things to worry about. More important things to worry about right now. Football's off season is long. I got things to worry about. I got kids graduating. I got kids.
He's going to get opportunities when you're playing with Patrick Mahomes. You're going to be playing with an awful lot of leads, and he's going to get a chance to do what he does best, which is rush the passer.
So Andy Reid has some gelati to go with his cheeseburgers. You know what I'm saying? Both Ashtons going to the AFC West. Genty and gelati. What's up?
Boy, oh boy. Appreciate you. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate it, William. Thanks, man. All right, so from the grading chart from A to F, I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What do you give the Detroit Lions draft so far? What grade do you give the Detroit Lions draft so far, where we've approached currently? Okay. Right. Appreciate you, Hoove. Welcome to the channel, bro. Appreciate you for joining. So the C plus that you seen me put on my video last night is pretty consistent with what a lot of y'all think, between B's to C plus, somewhere around that range, mid, pretty much what you're saying, mid, you know what I'm saying? So I get it. So here's my issue with the Ravens. Certain teams just are blind to certain stuff, right? The Bears used to be a team that was blind to the fact that they need offensive linemen. They've been taking them in the offseason and in this draft. So I'm going to get off of the Bears. But the Ravens just seem to not realize that they need to get Lamar Jackson some receivers that catch the football on the big stage. Because time and time again in the playoffs, time and time again, those receivers let him down. Until they can fix this drop football issue, they're not going to win. They're going to keep on getting right there and get dropped off. Get players who can catch the ball. We were a couple of catches away from beating San Francisco and going to the Super Bowl, remember? And then, just like I say all the time, insane fucking Lions fans were saying we should still bring back Reynolds. Man, that ain't what I saw in the playoffs last time. It's always a big drop. It's always at some point in the game, it's always a big drop. You went and got D-Hop, and even he was dropping the football. Man, when players come here, we get attached to them. I'm like, hell no, I don't want Reynolds back here, man. He caused us the damn game with those stupid 2-drop passes. Those were pivotal for us. You can't drop third down passes like that. That hits your hands. But in the regular season, he's such a man, bro. I'm done with the regular season. In the postseason, big players make big plays. And if you can't make plays in the postseason, I don't need you here. I don't need regular season warriors. I need players when the lights are on in the playoffs. I need you to step up. How do I feel about Jared Goff? I'm pretty sure it's well known. We got a trade. Or y'all messing with me? Let's see here. Oh, okay. Lions on the clock at 7. Here we go. You take an edge rusher, and then that changes everything. Everybody feels better. Let's see what the Lions do. We're on the clock at number 70. Let's get this crank back up.
Professional football, do you agree? And there are no better fans in the world than NFL fans. Do you agree?
Yeah, on Goff, I'll give you my opinion real quick with Goff. Jared Goff is a game manager. That's what he is at quarterback. He's not a great quarterback. He's a really good quarterback. And if you put pieces around a really good quarterback, they can make him a great quarterback. That's what Jared Goff is. Jared Goff is not a player like, for instance, what you see with Matthew Stafford or some of those other players that's won a Super Bowl now. He's not going to win you a game on his arm alone. Players have to step up, and he has to have enough around him. That's what Jared Goff is to me. So he manages what he has around him. Top tier quarterbacks. I remember watching the playoffs. I watched every Rams game in the playoffs with Matthew Stafford, and his team was doing everything in their power to help him lose those games. Fumbling the football, doing all type of boneheaded stuff. And his arm alone still won that game, especially against Tom Brady. So that's the difference in quarterbacks. And that's my opinion on Jared Goff. Obviously, you know, professional football media, players around, and podcasts, they all say the same thing that I say. It's not a jab at Jared Goff, but that's what he is. No problem, bro. Who we taking at 70, man? And we traded with the Jaguars. I'm trying to get the details and see what the trade is. Oh shit. Hey, I'll do some damage. It's freaking Idris Elba. Hold on, wait. It's Dan Campbell them calling me right now. I got handwork, footwork. I got a spin move. Favorite player on the team? It's Gibbs, man. It's Gibbs. It's probably Gibbs, between Gibbs and J-Mo. Me, I'm more of a guy. I like who, when you off the field too, plays a part. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are humble, cool, off the field. Uh, you know, they don't act like the shit don't stink. You know what I'm saying? They act like regular people. You know what I'm saying? I like that. I appreciate people like that. Ah, man, don't blame that on me.
To the Detroit Lions. Let's see who my future teammate will be. With the 70th pick in the 2025 NFL Draft,
The Detroit Lions select Isaac TeSlaa, wide receiver, Arkansas.
That's your big body receiver.
Remember, he started his career in Michigan.
So, of course, the Motor City just added a TeSlaa. And this kid is really good from Arkansas.
And began his college career in the state of Michigan, DJ. Yeah, absolutely. And someone who's a big slot who can elevate and high point the ball down the field. Catches a lot of bubbles as well. Then you'll see his toughness and physicality after the catch. I thought there was a feel and a nuance to his game and zone coverage as well. The instincts are a key part of that Detroit offense. They want smart players.
So this is the trade. 2 3s go to Jacksonville, and one of them is Detroit's, and they know they're going to get a compensatory 3rd rounder because Aaron Glenn got hired by the Jets. So they took that one and sent it to Jacksonville as well. Got a 6th round.
Come on in. Oh, those numbers just skyrocketed. Don't y'all bring y'all asses over here now. Don't come in here now. Just got done talking about Jared Goff and the weapons they need, right? Maybe I should talk about Hutch and the weapons that he needs so we can get another edge rusher. Maybe? No? Well, you know. Now listen, the kid can catch. He can go up and fight for those jump balls. So, like I said, I love it. He ran a 4.4, bro. The kid ran a 4.4. He a dog. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. He's a dog.
Imagine the greatest team of all time. One that protects everyone's right to chase a dream and opens doors to second chance. Who wouldn't want to be part of a team like that?
Let me type this out on Twitter because everybody just looking for a bitter statement from me. I'm still a receiver at heart. I still love receivers, man. I literally just sat here and said that we still need a big body receiver, and that's what we got. J-Mo's a speedster. We need a big body. We need somebody. Listen, I love Tim Patrick, but Tim Patrick is just a fill-in type of guy. You need to draft a receiver, and that's what we just did. We got our poor man's Puka Nacua. Kinda in part. Yeah. You could kind of see it that way a little bit. But like I said, 2 different types of receivers. J-Mo's a top off the defense receiver. This is more of a big body receiver. So, yeah. Yeah, we already established that. That conversation is dead. That's over with. This pick has nothing to do with them. The Lions always were going to go get another receiver. Whether they extended J-Mo today or within that 2 years, we still were going to go get a receiver. We can't keep surviving off of Allen and Patrick. We have to go and get a receiver. That's the obvious. has nothing to do with J-Mo. I remember he did this too. So that's pretty much it, man. If the Lions do trade up, then I'll let you guys know. I'll be coming back on here for an emergency. But other than that, okay, I tried to be decent, but you got to go. Other than that, we pretty much done for the day. Like I said, let's Brad Holmes finds another way to trade back in. That's it for picks for the day. So we'll be back on here tomorrow with the scraps. And then we'll be covering the undrafted free agents that the Detroit Lions signed. So that's where we at, man. I'm going to spend some time with my family. I'll probably end up doing a video review on what we did today. I'm going to give it a little bit of more time, though, before I do that. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. I appreciate y'all for coming in, each and every one of y'all. I'll see you guys later.
Wow, black-owned shoe store. Culture. My culture, though. Let's see what they talking about in here. What's up, little dog? You good? Y'all got something in here for me? I'm talking about exclusive. They got all the dunks? How many dunks they got? Something like these. Y'all got a little vibe in here. They buying shoes, selling shoes. It feels like the culture. They dunking on people. Oh, they doing TikTok. They looking out for the kids. Oh, man, this is great, man. Oh, they got all different races working here. It just really feels like culture. You're looking for a black-owned shoe store to get some real drip at? Come up here to Culture Detroit, man. That's what the streets been missing. Welcome home, fam.